What is going on, everybody? James Hancock here. I'm back to do a quick reaction video to the new trailer for Parasite from director Bong Joon Ho, or Joon Ho Bong, depending upon whether or not you like to put the last name or the surname before or after. I always get a little confused about what's the right way to say it versus the pretentious way to say it. In any event, he is the Korean filmmaker who did the films The Host as well as Snowpiercer. I think those are the only two movies by him I've seen. I'm looking at his credits. Mother, I did not see, but apparently that's amazing. And Okja, which was on Netflix a few years ago, that also is supposed to be pretty good as well. In any event, he's one of the best directors operating out of South Korea today. And this new movie won the Palme d'Or at Cannes earlier this year. Now, that can mean you have a Pulp Fiction level hit on your hands, because obviously that movie came roaring out of Cannes and did very well. What wins the Golden Palm at Cannes doesn't always translate to a big crowd pleaser in the US, but I feel like this director, he does a really good job of keeping one foot in the art house world and one foot in the genre world, because most people in America, at least, who saw Snowpiercer, I don't even know if they were that aware of the fact that it was from a Korean director. But because it had a lot of American stars like Chris Evans, a lot of people ended up seeing it. So I'm very curious to see what Parasite has in store for us. I know very little about it. There's a trailer that was released a while back when it played at the film festival, which I did not see. But you know what, before I ramble any further about something that I've not seen, which is always a dangerous thing to do. People seem to like to have really strong opinions about movies they have not seen, or even trailers they have not seen. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer first, and then if it provokes a response, then we can dig into it. But I'm going to start this sucker right now.
뭐야, 소독해? 창문 닫아.
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고.
부모님 얼굴도 뵙고 좋더라. 건강들 하시고.
일거리가 없으셔도.
네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라. 영어.
대학생인 척하라는 거야?
구라를 좀 치지 뭐.
They're calling him Bong Joon Ho.
왜 미디는 맨날 떨어지냐?
아이씨, 죽을래.
저는 이게 위조나 범죄라고 생각하지 않아요.
참으로 시의적절하다. 기자들이 원래 참 잘 속아.
The photography is stunning.
사모님이 뭐랄까.
풀타임 수업 어떻게 하시는지. Is it okay with you? 우리 다송이는 완전 예술가 재질인데.
침팬지를 그린 거죠?
자화상이에요.
All right, looks like a really bizarre, dark
그동안
comedy.
미술쌤도 여러 명 바꿔가면서 해봤는데요.
제가 사람 하나가 휙 하고 떠올랐는데.
아 잠깐. 제시카 외동딸 일리노이 시카고 과선배는 유진호 그는 이사촌.
All right, this looks amazing. Looks weird as hell, and I'm all in. Oh, interesting.
부자인데 착하다니까.
진짜 니가 착한 거지. I'm deadly serious.
근데 지금 진짜로 이상한 게 뭔 것 같아.
Looks like it might actually get pretty goddamn scary as well. Ooh. I really have no idea what that's about, but I don't care because it looks really cool. It looks really interesting. I should say that it is coming out October 11th in the US. I've already got my ticket at the IFC Center here in New York. So I'm not quite sure how wide a release it'll have initially, because IFC Center tends to be pretty specialized indie/art house foreign film theater here in New York. But who knows, maybe if a little buzz catches on, whoever's distributing it here in America will get a little surge of confidence and give it a wider release. And at any rate, I hope it'll get a wide release, because obviously Snowpiercer, for whatever reason, whoever distributed it, I don't know who it was, really got behind it. And I feel like it got some pretty wide recognition. I don't think it was some runaway box office sensation, but a lot of people did see it and enjoy it. And I feel like this definitely has that potential. But then, of course, it was in English. Americans can be a little weird about subtitles. I had somebody react once to one of my reviews for a show in German, and they said they're going to wait for it to be remade in English, set in America. And that doesn't compute for me. Good storytelling is good storytelling, and if I have to read subtitles, who cares? I like to watch the stories and the language in which they were originally created. And because right now in America, movies are drifting more and more into franchise entertainment as opposed to idiosyncratic films from a singular vision, it's very rare to get those great movie-going experiences that don't feel like the chapter of an ongoing young adult book series. And this is an opportunity to actually see a movie. And I like movies where it's hard to categorize it in terms of its genre. I was listening to a great podcast recently where Neil Gaiman was being interviewed, and they're asking what the tone of his show Good Omens is going to be, and how he basically said, well, when it's funny, it's going to be funny. When it's scary, it's going to be scary. And how he didn't feel the need to categorize it as any one thing. And it looks like this movie, Parasite, might be precisely that. When it's funny, it's truly deranged. And when it's bloody and violent, it'll be disturbing. So I'm really looking forward to this. And it has officially become one of my most anticipated movies of the fall. So let me know what you think of the trailer below. Give me a shout on Twitter at Colbrex if you want to talk about more of his work. And between now and then, I definitely need to take a crack at more of this director's work because, as I mentioned before, I've only seen 2 of his movies, and I know that at least Mother as well as Okja are also supposed to be really strong as well. But if anybody out there knows his work really well and has some recommendations, let me know. And also, if you know the proper way to say his name without sounding like a total douchebag, I would also appreciate that as well because I'm not married to saying it either way. I just want to say it the right way. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this reaction and review. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But thanks again for watching. But more importantly, as always, onwards and upwards.